So this tutorial is going to cover how to get your thumbnail sketches into the iPad, and then also how to set up the workflow for painting on the iPad. So the first step is to make sure and get a good photograph of your chosen thumbnail sketch. So right now, I'm going to open the camera app, and then I will show you my thumbnail sketches. And I've chosen to use this sketch right here. So as you're doing your thumbnail sketches, it's really important that you put a lot of shading in there, and that will help you when you're working on your painting. It'll give you a lot of value that you would otherwise have to spend time doing. So you don't want something like this that is just an outline. You want to use something that has more value to it. So I've spent a little more time getting value into my sketches, and as you can see, I've chosen to show you how to do a landscape. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take a photo right here. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to try to get it nice and straight. I want it as straight as possible, and then with good lighting. So go ahead and take that, and then I'm going to open this. And I'm going to choose the edit button at the top, and then I want to crop it, and the crop button is the second tool down on the right. And from there, I just want to bring that in, the edges in, so that I have a nice straight image that is just the same as my sketch. Then I could also work with the lighting a little bit if we wanted to, but I think I'll just do that. Let's see here. I think I'll brighten it up just a touch. Okay, then I can say done. Okay, the next step will be to open it up inside the painting app. And for this, I'm going to show you how to do this in the Art Studio app. This is the app that most students choose. You have a choice of brushes and a couple of other apps, but most of my students choose this app. So when I'm in here, I'm going to choose New. So you can see the files at the top of this screen. And I want to do new image, and I can do a white background, transparent background, and white plus transparent, and I'm going to just choose the white background. Okay, and then now I need to do file to get my image in here, and I want to import it from photos. So come here, and there is my edited picture ready to go. As you can see, here it is, and it's all edited and ready to go and become one of my layers. So the next step is to choose my layer tool. And that is the icon on the bottom to the left of your screen next to the heart. And I'm going to add some new layers. So the layer tool is one of the most important tools you can have painting digitally. The benefit with that is that it lets you undo things and it lets you rearrange layers that you've painted in, and if you, without having to erase a whole entire painting, you can just erase a part of a painting. So I'm going to add a couple of more layers here just to get us started. And the first thing I want to do is I'm going to move this bottom layer up. I believe if you touch the three bars there next to the layer that you want to move, it lets you move it right there. And the other thing I would like to do is rename this layer, and this is going to be my photo. This layer right here is going to become my background, so I'm going to rename that. I hope I'm spelling it right because I can't see it in my view right now. Oh, yep. Okay, so there's my background layer. Now here in layer, the first thing I'm going to do is adjust my image. And I'm going to come up to the top bar with the different items on it. And I'm going to come over to where it says adjust. And in here, I'm going to choose, come down, I'm going to choose black and white. Um, and that will help my whites be whiter and my blacks be blacker instead of kind of the yellowish tint we sometimes get when we're taking pictures under indoor lighting. So now I'm going to go back and open my layers tab, and the next thing I want to do is I'm going to make sure that the blue ring is around that second layer. That means that layer is highlighted, my photo layer. I'm going to come up here to my layers, and underneath layers it says normal, and I'm going to open that, push that arrow, and I'm going to come down here and select multiply. And when I select multiply, that makes this transparent. And for some reason, now you can't really see that, and as soon as we put a picture in the color in the background, we'll be able to see our image again. So let's try that. So now I've selected the background layer. My blue rectangle is highlighted there on that background layer. So now I'm going to come and I'm choosing the paint bucket, which is the third icon from the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and choose a color. So if I hold down the top color box on the color panel there on the right hand side, I can choose a color. I can touch this bubble and I can move my color around just by moving that bubble. Okay, and I want it to be kind of a warm color. I could also come and choose any of these other colors in the color palette, and I could also try moving these sliders back and forth to adjust colors, but this seems to work okay for me. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to just fill that background layer. And so now it looks nice and golden. So if I open up the layers tab again, you'll see I have a background layer that's a solid color. I have my photo on top, and then I have a new layer that's where I would begin to do my painting. So one other thing I would like to do here on this layer is I'm going to touch that little chain right there, and that's locking the layer. I don't want to accidentally paint or draw inside that layer. I just want to be able to work in it. The other thing is I'm going to lock this bottom layer too. I don't really want to work in it as either. I mean, there's no painting that needs to be happening here. I just want to paint in future layers. I might come back later and do some adjusting on that background layer, but for now, that's all I want to do. So that gets you started with the workflow for starting your painting. From here on out, we would go ahead and just block in colors into our painting, and we'll do that in the next video.